Hi, I'm Rick Barron, your host, and welcome to That's Life, I Swear. We've been hearing some time that the robots will soon take over our world. I think the jury is still out on that theory. Well, speaking of robots, a new robot entered into the artificial intelligence arena on November 30th, 2022, and brother, is it getting a lot of attention. It's a new chatbot that shows rapid advances in artificial intelligence. Its name? ChatGPT. Let's jump into this. What is ChatGPT? As of late, newspapers, social media channels, and news stations have been chatting, pardon the pun, about a new AI technology called ChatGPT. Now, GPT is an acronym that stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. That's a mouthful. How and why would you want to use it? In simple terms, you enter a question, and ChatGPT creates content tailored to your request quickly and with a conversational type output. Ask it to write a 200-word essay on how the American Revolution started, and bingo. It didn't take long for ChatGPT to gain traction. Within 5 days of its launch, over 1 million people were using it. That's faster than Netflix, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. This new chatbot comes to us from the good folks at OpenAI. As the public tested the program, many technology experts saw this new chatbot as a potential threat to search engines like Google. Well, maybe, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. The tool is free at the moment, so like everything else, should this tool take off, and I think it will, get ready to subscribe. Public is just beginning to explore its capabilities, so the possibilities of where ChatGPT will go remain to be seen. I took ChatGPT out for a spin. After hearing all the hype about answers to various questions asked, I was curious to see what the excitement was all about. I thought I'd put this program to the test. So I wrote, and I quote, "Write a compelling email from a marketing recruiter that would earn a response from a product marketing manager who typically doesn't respond to recruiters." End quote. Now you can see the results on my website. The results to my question were fairly quick, and the content fairly boilerplate and a little bit fluffy. But nevertheless, one had to think of the possibilities of what this tool can do, such as writing questions to prep for an interview or enhancing one's resume. Now, in the education world, one concern from teachers is that some students who are lazy or feel boxed in without time or skill to do an essay might use the AI app to write their essay for them. ChatGPT can serve up information in tight sentences rather than long lists of blue search links. Thus, that's why there's a concern that it might give competition to Google. They explain concepts in a way that people can understand as the content produced comes out in a conversational tone. It can deliver facts while generating business plans, term paper topics, and other new ideas from scratch. Now, this is new, so there is one caveat. As noted on OpenAPI's website, and I quote, "ChatGPT sometimes writes plausible sounding but incorrect or nonsensical answers. Training the model to be more cautious causes it to decline questions that it can answer correctly. The supervised training misleads the model because the ideal answer depends on what the model knows, rather than what the human demonstrator knows." End quote. So what makes this tool tick? Earlier I mentioned that on OpenAI's website, it called out training the model. What does that mean? ChatGPT is a large language model chatbot developed by OpenAI based on GPT 3.5. Now, I know I'm throwing a lot of technical mumbo-jumbo here, so bear with me. GPT 3.5 was conditioned on taking in lots of data about code and information drawn from the internet to help ChatGPT learn. Now, here's some technical stats for you. According to Stanford University, GPT-3 has 175 billion parameters and was trained on 570 gigabytes of text. Now, for comparison, its predecessor, GPT-2, was over 100 times smaller at 1.5 billion parameters. This is only the beginning, people. When I opened the WebGPT tool, the first page provided 3 columns of information. The columns are labeled Examples, Capabilities, and Limitations. The Example column provides 3 sample questions you can ask. Remember that how you phrase the question will determine the answer you receive. The next column, Capabilities, will tell you what ChatGPT can do, such as providing follow-up corrections or being trained to decline inappropriate requests. We now come to the final column, Limitations. Now, the tool only has limited knowledge. It only knows what it's been trained to know after the year 2021. Read with caution because the information it generates may have incorrect information. Now again, bear in mind how you ask your question, as it will influence the output. By phrasing your question one way, the model can claim not to know the answer, but give it a slight rephrase, and it can answer your question. Again, this is a new tool, so give it some time. That said, I've gone back to ask questions that ChatGPT said it didn't know the answer or how to decipher what I wanted. ChatGPT is ongoing in its learning process, so the questions I had asked before came back with answers. And I was just flabbergasted. So again, this tool is new, but it's learning. What are the possibilities of using ChatGPT? The social media chatter is that it will replace Google. Others think it will reduce or even replace some people in many skilled jobs, marketing, software engineering, journalists, and the list goes on. I mean, I'm always amazed at the public's knee-jerk reaction when a new technology is launched. Now, there may be some truth to what they think may happen, but we'll just have to wait and see. Now, this tool is a variant of GPT, Generative Pre-training Transformer Language Model, specifically designed for generating text in a very conversational style. Now, some possible uses for this tool. Chatbots. The tool can be used to build chatbots that can converse with humans naturally and engagingly. The chatbot can be trained on a large dataset of conversational transcripts and then use ChatGPT to generate appropriate responses in real time. Customer service. You can customize customer service tasks, such as answering frequently asked questions or troubleshooting issues. Another one that I found very interesting is language translation. It can be used to translate text between languages by training it on a large dataset of parallel conversations in different languages. I mean, the list goes on. There's more, but I think you're getting the idea of the possibilities that this tool is going to bring. Now, what can we learn from this story? What's the takeaway? ChatGPT interacts with the user in a very conversational dialogue form and provides responses that can appear somewhat human. Overall, ChatGPT represents a promising application of language models for generating human-like responses in a conversational text. It's a chatbot that will address follow-up questions, alert you to its limitations, challenge incorrect premises, and reject inappropriate requests. While it has its limitations, such as prone to make up answers that sound plausible, give it some rope, as it's still very new. OpenAI has said on its website that the tool is a research release. Nevertheless, I see this as a turning point in technology and the advancement of AI. I've added a link to my show notes that takes you to a YouTube site that shows you how to start and use ChatGPT. I thought it was pretty good, so take a look at it. I think you'll find it very interesting, and I think it'll compel you to take a stab at using the program. Now, as I was pulling together this episode, just happened to come across an article on the internet where Bing, Microsoft search engine, is planning to add the ChatGPT AI question and answer service to the search engine. Use your creative minds and inquiries to give ChatGPT a try. I did. As a matter of fact, part of this episode's transcript was written using ChatGPT. See if you can find it on my transcript located on my website. Well, there you go. That's life, I swear. For further information regarding the material covered in this episode, I invite you to visit my website that you can find on either Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts for show notes and calling out key pieces of content mentioned and the episode transcript. As always, I thank you for listening. Be sure to subscribe here or wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss an episode. See you soon.